Thank you. All right. Hi, everyone. Sharat, Gaurav, Sudhendra, Shobhit, Bhargavi, Ashwarya. If you can just unmute, wave at me, say hi. Let's make it interactive today.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Nitin.
Wonderful. Thank you. So, Moments of Truth, if let's say you are not aware, is an exercise we do every 6 months. Every club does it once every 6 months. Now, in each Toastmaster meeting, we have a general evaluation section. Each speaker has an evaluator, right? Which means evaluation in Toastmasters is pretty big. It's a major thing that we do in Toastmasters. Since we evaluate our performance in meetings, it is equally important that we evaluate how the club is performing as well, right? Every once in a quarter, once in a few quarters, your offices might send you certain surveys. Are you happy with your work? Are you happy with your boss? Do you think the organization's goals are aligned with your goals, and so on and so forth, right? Moments of truth is just one version of that we do in Toastmasters. All right. So what we're about to do today is there will be a bunch of questions that I'll ask you. I'll share my screen so that you see what questions they are. You'll rate the answers on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest, and you'll give reasons for that rating. All right, we will make very specific points. For example, if let's say we're talking about first impression, right? When a guest comes for the first time to Soundbites, what is it that the members do to make that guest feel welcome? You'll give a rating of 1 to 5. Why 1 or why 5? We'll talk about those. All right. So when we discuss about all of these things, we'll understand exactly what happens in the club, what we need to improve, and what we are already doing good. Okay, so right now you might be muted, but when I start sharing my screen and I ask questions, since you know your club best, I can't answer for you, right? So you will have to answer out as much as possible. All right, any questions that you have?
Yeah, hi Nitin, this is Aishwarya. This is the first time that I'm attending this a session like this. I was recommended that I join this club, and Chitra helped me by giving me the invitation for this. So do I also participate in this? I don't think I can.
Yeah, Bhargavi, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, Aishwarya. This Moments of Truth is basically for the existing members, right? This is more of a retrospective on how we are doing as a club, right? So the question that Nitin is mentioning is about that. Basically, the questions that we would ask ourselves and try to answer them on how we are doing. So probably yes, there may not be much coming out of this from you because this is the first time you are attending this session, right? So yeah, probably you could just be an observer. I mean, that probably can help, right? Or how the session is conducted. Yeah.
Great, thank you. That works.
Thanks, Ashwarya. Thanks, Bhargavi. Let's begin the show. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see it. You can? All right, perfect. So there are various aspects that we see in a first impression in the entire of Moments of Truth, right? So we look at the first impressions, which is when a guest joins for the very first time, how are they treated? We look at membership orientation, which is when a guest finally becomes a member. How do we approach that scenario? Do we make the member feel welcome? Are they onboarded properly and all of that? Variety and communication and fellowship, how's the bonding, our meetings do we have some variety in meetings every once in a while? It's important to have some variety, right? Program planning, meeting organization, I'm sure you know this. Membership strength, are we doing good with respect to membership? Do we have enough at least active members in meetings so that the club progresses? And finally, achievement recognition. We are doing anything for some validation, right? That validation can be in the way of your boss saying, "Hey, good work," or in Toastmasters, the validation can be the club saying, "Good work," creating posters, newsletters, applauding a certain member, right? So those things are achievement recognition. So we look at all 6 of these one after the other, right? It looks like somebody came at my house. Can you give me 2 minutes? I'll just open the door and come back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Perils of working from home. We have everyone coming in every few minutes. All right, let's get started. First impressions. Let's look at the first point. Guests are greeted warmly and introduced to club officers and members. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, 1 the lowest, how much would you give?
Do we need to speak out or we can?
Yeah.
Okay. From my side, I would say 2.
Even I was gonna say somewhere between 2 and 3. Probably, I mean, I'm not sure. Do we explain ourselves also?
Okay, yeah, let's do that first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 subtopics under first impression. We can probably, let's say, give points to each one of them and then do these pointers as a validation of why we're giving that particular point. All right. So is everyone on board with 2 or 3?
Yes, between 2 and 3, I do feel.
All right. Sudhindra?
Hey, I was thinking that we do 4 here. Actually, every time we have a guest, at the end of the meeting, we make sure that, we ask the guest to, share his experience and, try to make them at least, encourage them to pick up any of the table topics. All that, right? So I've always seen the first meeting of a guest, we always try to make sure that we give them enough attention to know them that they are there. We have acknowledged them that they have joined the meeting. So point number 1, I see 4 or 5. I don't see, I'm not agreeing with 2 or 3. We are doing good job there. Every time a new member comes, we make sure that we acknowledge their presence.
All right. Let's talk more about that. Why would you give 2 or 3, God of Sharath?
Okay. So from my side, yes, we greet our guests. So that portion we at that side we do well. And as Sudhindra mentioned, like we ask them for feedbacks also. But introduction to club officers and members, I think on that part we don't do much. So that's why, like I said, like we are doing few things, but I think we should like if this is a criteria like introduction with officers and members, on that part we are not doing much. Yes, but we explain them what Toastmaster is, and we let them enjoy the session. At the end, we ask them for the feedback. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Sharath, Bhargav, anything else to add there?
Yeah, I think he exactly covered whatever Gaurav mentioned. I feel the same, that yes, we do give them opportunity to participate in table topics. And we encourage them to enjoy the session that is ongoing as well. But I think, yeah, introduction to club members or some sort of introduction about the club itself is something that is currently missing, is what I feel.
All right, so introduction to the organization of Toastmasters, is that what you would say? The concept of Toastmasters?
Yeah, either the concept of Toastmasters or about Soundbites Club, about our particular club, some basic introduction.
So this is specifically with respect to members and officers. All right, I feel we are digressing away a little bit. Let's stick to exactly the sub point. Specifically with respect to officers and members and the regular greetings, good afternoon, thank you for joining, how are you, and all of that. With respect to that, what would you give?
Yeah, I think, yeah, like I think Gaurav or Sudhindra mentioned, right? So we do greet our guests. And yes, I think there's some, that personal connect is missing. I mean, we used to do that a lot with our offline, sessions wherein you personally meet the new guests and you kind of explain to them even after this session. So that's something I feel gets missed with these online sessions, right? Everybody is, very, they want to just get out of the session as soon as it's done, right? We don't stay back and connect, with the guests and the members. So that's the part that I feel, gets missed in these online sessions. So that's where I was coming when I said 2 to 3.
All right. Okay. So what would be the overall collective number that we would give?
Before writing the overall point, Nitin, I want to add some point here, if allowed. So what do we do well? I think we can capture that. I think Sharath mentioned, right? Or Sulvina mentioned, I think. We allow them to participate in table topics. So guests are asked or allowed or asked to volunteer, encouraged to participate in table topics. That's what I feel we do really well here.
All right. Anything else to add?
What problem do we see here? I will say that the guests usually join in between of the meeting, sometimes little delayed, and sometimes they drop also in between. So that is another reason due to which we do not greet them sometimes, or we do not connect with them.
All right.
Yeah, so that is one of the reason I feel. Yes, sometimes, not always, but sometimes.
Got it. All right.
Thanks. That's it from my side.
Thanks, Robert. Cool. So again, back to the same question. With respect to greetings and introduction to just members or officers, what would be the collective number that we would give?
Out of?
3?
Out of 5?
I guess 3.
Yeah, 3 would
is-
be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. That was out of 5. So creative, guest book and name tags provided. Of course, this is not something that is applicable in the online format, but in the offline format, do we do this? Do we have a guest book and a name tag? We don't. That's absolutely fine. There are other ways of, giving out information. So here it might be a 1, but maybe in some other place it might be a 5. So we'll look at that later. Professionally arranged meeting room. This can be either online or offline. How much would be here?
This is 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do it well.
The online or offline. Yeah, even offline meetings, we have very nice meeting setup. We had nice camera capturing all features.
Yeah.
And all that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Meeting location. Is it convenient for everyone from the office to join whenever it is an office?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Guests are invited to address the team. Do we do this part?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Someone, yes, someone said no.
Sometimes, yeah. We can,
Sometimes.
yeah, it's like, yeah, again, at the end of the meeting is when we ask for feedback. So some of them are too shy to, get back, and some of them do. So yeah.
All right.
Four.
So you can't control whether they answer or not. That's out of control.
Right.
But do you ask? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
As long as we ask, we are doing our part. Right? So
Yes.
is it a 4 or is it a 5?
4?
I think 4 would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And guests are invited to join future meetings.
Yes.
Yeah. So
We
all
have
participants-
an interest group kind of a PDL that we maintain, wherein we add these new guests to that interest group. So
So what's the purpose of the interest group?
Sorry.
We can
guests are added to interest group based on their interest. Maybe we can capture it this way.
Sorry, based on, so with you.
Based on their interest. Based on their interest.
Right. So what exactly is interest group? Is it like a group of prospective members? Got it.
Yes.
So this would be a 515? Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, great. Cool. Now, based on these, let's talk about some recommendations. Okay. You're saying not all the guests share their experience or feedback, but that happens towards the end, right? Let's try to capture some amount of it in the start itself. So if, let's say, you see a guest joining in, the president or the sergeant at arms, preferably the president, can ask them to introduce themselves. Which team are you from? How did you hear about Soundbites Club? Things like that, just so that you also get some analytics on, how is it that they came. Plus, they get an opportunity to talk in the start itself. So that helps them feel a little more valuable compared to if they wait till the end. If they wait till the end, then they might wonder, will I get a chance or not? But if you do it in the start itself, then at least they've gotten their chance. So that part is taken care of. Is that something that you think is doable? Yeah. All right. Anything else that we can do in order to answer these points? Anyone, if you can just unmute and think of any other recommendation.
I think we can prepare a guest book because currently that is missing. And honestly, last time also we had discussed internally, and I'm currently working as PR to create a guest book. So it's in process, but yes, it's currently missing. And one more recommendation, what I had in terms of guests is currently the visibility of meetings happening is not very high. We are just posting it in Yammer, and then end of the day, many employees do not realize that there is this upcoming session. Not everybody is viewing that properly through the Yammer. So maybe we could communicate it better. Maybe a separate emailer sent to the entire employees, or somehow increase the visibility of the marketing.
With respect to a guest book, what will be the content of the guest book?
Mainly about our club history, I was thinking, and then what the sessions are, like each sessions, how, because guests may not be aware of what goes on in each session. So I was thinking a typical, how a typical session looks like, the flow of the session. And then of course it will talk about the current executive members. So these are the main things, and then maybe some screenshots of some of the sessions from the previous sessions. So that might motivate them or give them an idea. So,
yeah. And I feel like as table topic is an open section where anyone can participate. I think it's better to specify that area, and whenever guests read these material or when they join it, maybe we can mention like means these people can join table topics, and that will give them the idea like in which section they can actively participate, rather than asking them immediately when table topic it is on. We can like relay that information in starting of the session or in these guest books.
Yeah, sure. Point taken. Yes.
One question to you, Nitin, is how does a typical guest book look like? I mean, what is the content that usually people have when they
meet? Pretty much what Sharath said, more or less the same thing. Additionally, it might have a few Toastmaster links as to, because you've just spoken about your club, you haven't spoken about the organization that the club belongs to. So a few Toastmasters links, so in case they want to see exactly what happens outside of the club as well. How everything is structured in Toastmasters. But yeah, what Sharath covered is pretty much most of what a guest book has.
Yeah, I also just wanted to add here, we were thinking we'll give them the links. So currently we have all this meeting recordings, etc. that has been, that's getting uploaded to a SharePoint. So we'll be giving the SharePoint link as well. So along with that, as you suggested, we could give them overall a Toastmaster about history of the Toastmaster or some link to the Toastmaster main web page itself or something like that. So it will have the reference links as well.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Is it all right? Should we move on to the next section?
Just to add a quick
Yes, sure.
point here. Yeah, Nitin. So, Sharath, maybe we can also add one more point in guest book, that the guests are, they can volunteer, or guests are allowed to join as an observer as well. Because I feel sometimes some people don't join because of the fear of speaking in the first meeting itself. So in first point, we can mention if guests want to become observer, it is also allowed. If they just want to become observer, just to give them the freedom.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Shobit. Thanks, Sharath. Let's move on to membership orientation. So this is when a guest is transitioning from a guest to a member of the club. And let's see how we tackle that scenario. The first question or the first subtopic is formal induction. Do we do a formal induction of members when they join, when they become a member? No? Sharath, you were nodding.
Not exactly. I feel what we basically do is we do add them to the group, the Teams group we have for the new members, and then we welcome them there. Other than that, a formal type of an induction, I think, is slightly missing. And then what we basically do is we encourage them to participate in some of the sessions as guests so that they get to know how it goes. And then we encourage them to volunteer either to give speech or participate in table topics, or in the future even be role takers. So I think a formal induction is missing.
Okay. Anyone else has anything new to add there?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, because typically these new members, right, they kind of observe and then get to know about different roles, and there are mentors assigned, so they kind of explain them on how things are done. But yeah, there is no formal induction or a presentation as such that we have.
Okay, cool. So in case you don't know, in Toastmasters, it's not a mandate, but generally a well practice to have a formal induction. A formal induction is much like induction of club officers. If you remember, we did that a couple of months ago, where a particular person will read out certain guidelines and the officer says, yes, I agree to this, right? A formal induction of a member is something similar, where the VP membership, more often than not, reads out a few guidelines for the member. The member says, yes, this makes sense. I agree to it. I'll do it, and that. And then we're like, all right, cool. Now you're formally inducted as members of Soundbite, that is Toastmasters Club. Just like a very formal way of doing it. But again, it's not a mandate to do it. But if you do it, the member feels more valuable. So yeah, it's up to the club whether you want to do it or not. Again, not a mandate, but yeah, that's fine. So let's give 2 here. Is that a fair rating? Yeah.
Nitin, this formal induction is done as a part of your regular club meeting? So
in a regular club meeting, yes. I see, yes, Simran.
Look like, I mean, how does a typical induction meeting would be like?
So induction is just one segment in the meeting. Like you have prepared speech, table topics and all, right? In between you have induction.
Okay.
It's like officer oaths taking, something very similar to that. It's not about complete induction training.
Okay.
Not induction training.
Okay.
It takes about 3 minutes of time to just read out the guidelines and the member saying, yes, I agree, and things like that. All right, so I'll go with 2 here. Is that okay with everyone?
And where do we get those guidelines within?
I'll send that to you.
Thank you.
I'll send that. Assignment of mentor, I heard we do that. So that's a 515.
Yeah.
Education system, education programs and recognition system discussed. For example, pathways. Do you explain what pathways is? If not, you does the mentor explain what pathways is? Yeah, I see heads nodding. Perfect. Do you tell the members how they will be recognized once they finish levels, anything like that?
We've shared the details, but we don't have very specific. I mean, again, like you said, something similar to this induction, right? Where we kind of present. That presentation is something that is missing, but we do share it with the new members on how pathways work, share the various videos and everything related to that from Toastmasters.
Okay. So
We can give it a 4. I mean, others are, they agree. Maybe Shobit is a new member. He can tell us.
Yes, Bhargavi. The thing is, as the second word says in this question, recognition system, I think, is not something which we do really well. Maybe we can do it a little bit better. So for an example, I myself did not know that in my pathways, or say in my Toastmasters website, in my account, who will confirm that I have done this level of speech. I myself will be saying that I have done the icebreaker speech, I have completed the icebreaker speech, or it is the responsibility of the president or someone to mark icebreaker speech done on my name. So that kind of thing was a little bit missing. Maybe that we can inform a bit to the new joinees that you yourself has to walk through the Toastmaster web page and portal, and you have to keep on updating your pathways, that how much course you have completed. So that kind of falls under recognition system.
Yeah, I want to add one point here. So I believe like as Toastmaster is self-paced journey, so most of the time we as a learner should update all those things, but I think it's better to communicate those things with the vice president so that like those those members will be aware like what is our progress and how we are addressing our next task, and they can suggest in that way. Maybe that this part we can formally address to the new members, like they have to they have to handle like how they are progressing, but they have to communicate it well with the vice president and other members to get the better guidance.
I think any update that goes in that pathways that you update, right, in Toastmaster, I think it comes through the VP education. Okay. I think that has to be kind of approved. So that's kind of taken care there, right? So yeah. And anything else other than this, we take it as part of recognition system, Nitin? I mean, are we talking about the general recognitions within the club?
Yes, if let's say a particular member has finished level 1, do we recognize that accomplishment with members of the club or within the organization? For example, in the YAML channel, a poster saying, "Hey, Sudhindra finished level 3. Congratulations, Sudhindra." For example, something like that. Do we do something like that?
That's something that is missing. Yeah.
Okay. So I see that we discuss education programs, but recognition is missing.
Yeah.
Do you think a rating of 3 would be fair here?
Yeah.
Cool. Learning needs assessed. Now, this is something that should happen in the start as well as periodically, right? When a particular member joins Toastmaster, someone should ask them, "Hey, what is it that you want to learn?" So that a specific mentor can be assigned or specific activities can be assigned. For example, if let's say Shobit is a new Toastmaster, I'm the VP education, he told me that he wants to learn leadership. So I'll keep an eye out for leadership opportunities outside the club. If I find one, I'll tell Shobit, "Hey, this is what is happening. Are you interested?" And then based on his bandwidth he'll take up or he'll reject that particular opportunity, right? If let's say a member says, I want to be a better speaker in terms of humor, then assign a specific mentor who's good with humor so that the learning needs are taken care of. Do we do something like this? Not specifically by BP education, but in general, are members' needs taken care of?
We do it for the new members for icebreakers, but after that, I haven't seen much there.
All right.
Yeah, agree.
Agree with your opinion.
Cool. So what rating would you give here?
Probably a 2.
Others? Others, Harshita, I see you folks have joined, but you're silent. If you can just unmute and say a hi, let us know you're here.
Yeah, hi.
Thank you. So yeah, a rating of 2, fair with everyone.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Nathan.
Speaking the roles assigned, and this is with respect to the meeting roles, speakers, and all of that. Is it divided appropriately between the members throughout the meeting? Is there ever a chance where a member wants to pick up roles but is not able to? Does that ever happen? Never happens. All right. So
The opposite happens.
I understand. So that would be 5. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
We
Member-
prepare our schedule in advance. So I feel everything goes as per schedule and everyone speaks on their turn and everyone takes their role.
Okay.
That's
Wonderful.
really-
Wonderful. That's great. Final point, member involved in all aspects of club activities. Does it ever happen that a particular member takes one activity and doesn't let anyone else do it? Or is it the case that everybody gets to do whatever they want to do?
I think that everyone gets a chance, but I think the problem is not all members are actively involved. Does that count here? Like there are some members who maybe, let's say, do not take up roles or do not attend regular meetings. So does that reduce the points here?
No. Again, involvement of a member is their wish. It's out of your control. Does the club give opportunity or not?
I think it does, yes.
Yeah. So usually what we do is we just publish the roles and ask for volunteers for every session. So that way it is kind of voluntary, roles taken up by the members.
All right. So since there's no hamper, I would probably think of 5. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes, yes.
All right. Wonderful. So quick summary, what we do well, members are added to relevant groups whenever they transition from guests to members, mentors are assigned, details are shared with respect to education programs, and they're assessed during icebreakers. Now, since you mentioned this point, one improvement that I can think of is to be assessed regularly, maybe after every level completion or after every 2 to 3 speeches. Maybe the mentor needs to go back and ask, hey, do you see an improvement? If not, how can I help or how can the club help? Right? We need to be better in recognition. So whenever members achieve a certain level, finish off a level, have posters, if they're okay with it, share it with the organization. In Toastmasters, I think level 3 onwards, so at the end of the level, you have to request for permission, right? Approval that I've completed a level. Vice President of Education will approve it, and only then it shows that yes, you have actually finished it. And then Toastmasters International sends you a mail which says, hey, here's a certificate for finishing level 1, right? Level 3 onwards, you can send that certificate to your employer as well. All right. So when you click on approval, it will ask, do you want to send the certificate to your employer as well or not? And you can give your employer's email address. So it will go to your boss as well. It'll go to you and your boss will be CC'd. Now that's your wish. Do you want your boss to know that you've finished 3 levels in Toastmasters? But again, if let's say your boss appreciates it, then that is also one form of recognition, right? So things like that needs to be better. Some problem, not all members are actively involved. Again, since this is an online format, everybody is supervised. That's understandable. Uh, any other major problem that you see with respect to membership orientation? Something which is lacking from our end?
I feel, I mean, as part of this formal induction, right? I think we need to have these new members, right? Be observers at least for the first 2 sessions, Toastmaster sessions, because I see a lot of gap when they take up certain roles, right? Probably they are not very much aware of how to, execute that role well, right? So either we have such, sessions where they're just observers, observe the different rules of each role, in Toastmaster. That will kind of help. And whenever like a new member is taking a role for the first time, probably the mentors that we assign, right, they should also kind of help them on what all needs to be, prepared before the session.
Okay, that's brilliant. Anything else that you would want to add? Cool.
I just wanted to add that official induction that I think you have captured it somewhere. Some sort of official induction for all the new members would do good, I feel.
Okay. Cool. Anything else?
I had something to add. So, one of the things, right, when we attend another group's Toastmasters meeting, we get better exposure on, how do you actually do your role better than where you are right now. Some kind of a standard that you can compare with, and you can, kind of tune your speaking skills, right? I feel that is probably missing this across Toastmaster Club interactions, especially for the new members, right? Who have, I mean, kind of probably the best speaker than me, and that's not very good. So they probably should go and see other clubs, right? So something like that.
All right. Thanks, Adarsh.
And we can capture maybe workshops. There are some trainings and workshops, open trainings and workshops, which happen in Bangalore or somewhere, and we get invites. So I mean, I recommend members to attend meetings of other clubs and workshops and open trainings that we can recommend new members. I did attend one workshop and it was really nice.
Okay.
Last week.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Great. Is it okay if I move on to the next point?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So now we'll talk about fellowship, variety, and communication. And you will see, what are the points that are discussed here. First thing, this is something that we discussed previously as well. Guests are greeted warmly and they are made to feel welcome. 5 on 5 here. Anyone has any other view? All right. Meetings are enjoyable. Yes. Okay. Do we have enough learnings in the meetings?
This educational meeting is other than our regular Toastmaster sessions, or it is about the same session what are learnings people are getting from it.
Either in the same session, or you can also think of special meetings. Do we have enough special meetings? Are they regular?
We
We
haven't
used to
had a
have
special
that in
meeting.
the past, but I think from last, I think few months, probably, yeah, we've not had any educational meeting as such that is planned.
Okay. So how about a 3 over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Social events. Do we have informal gathering of any sort, online or offline?
No.
No. So how much would we give you?
I guess the last time we had was during that
Third.
quartathon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That was about a PR activity, right? You have members meeting and socializing amongst themselves apart from the club meetings. Right? Is that what is the requirement here? Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that
anymore.
is missing.
Yeah, that is missing. I think with this online, right, from a year and a half, I don't think we've got a chance to do that. Yeah, we can give a 2 here. That's something that we need to kind of take up. I mean, if others agree.
Okay.
I missed that. There was a fighter plane passing by. I couldn't hear anything. But did we decide on a number?
2.
Yes,
Two.
2.
All right, cool. Members participate in area, district, or events beyond that in Toastmasters. Do we have members who participate beyond the club level?
In some of the event, people participate. Like some time back, we had humorous speech and evaluation contest. So whoever won from the club, they went to the next level. This I have seen.
Yeah, we do participate. I think.
Okay.
Area level.
Cool. All right. Another thing here is, and this is where I'm slightly conflicted, is in contest you have to participate because you're representing the area, right? It's sort of like mandatory for you to participate because you've won the club contest and so on. Otherwise, if let's say a special meeting is happening, which is not mandatory for you to attend, and yet you participate, does that happen quite often? Or is it only with respect to contest?
I have attended 1 or 2 in last 1 or 2 months.
Even I attended one international event, which was kind of optional for me, but I attended it.
And certain workshops, do they count here, Nitin?
Yes.
Yeah, then yes.
Okay.
But I think what I feel a gap here is maybe all the members don't really get that, information. Probably the club officers are part of those groups, right, where these are published. So that has to be kind of published back to the members. That is one thing that I feel we should kind of do better. And I think earlier, what we used to do was we used to publish again the other club meetings in that comes in the VPPR group, right? So that's something that we have to again start doing. Right. So that is something that we can do better for the members to basically know about such events so that they can participate.
Got it. Got it. All right. I might have one solution for this. I'll come back to that in a while. But we are agreeing that members are quite participative in events outside of the club. So would you give a 4 or would you give a 5?
I guess 4 would be fine.
Yeah, I think there is a room to improve. So
Yeah.
4 will be fine.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Inter-club events organized. Do we inter-club as in linkers meeting? Do we do enough of that? Yeah.
Yes, I think we did one, right, with Juniper.
Recently, we've kind of, I think there was this dull, time where we couldn't have sessions. So yeah, but yeah, we've been doing this, Nitin.
Okay. So again, 4 or 5.
Or I think we have not taken an initiative and started asking somebody else. When somebody else called, we actually joined, but we didn't call anyone.
Okay. Finally, do we have a club newsletter or a club specific website? Again, this is not
Yes.
mandatory, but still.
As Sharath said, right, we have a conference page where we weekly update with complete minutes of the meeting, who all participated, who all took which role,
Yeah.
all that, yeah, and recording.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think conference works as a newsletter or a website. So would it be a 5 on 5 here?
No, there's room to improve here.
Okay.
I think we have to, come up with newsletters and all formal ones, which we are anyway working on currently. So
I think those documents or conference pages are public, but all the members are not aware, I feel.
Okay.
It means they are not regularly checking at that place. Maybe we have to advertise that also.
All right. Let's quickly go over the other points then. What do we do well based on whatever we have discussed here? If anyone can summarize in a couple of points what we do well. Anyone?
Actually, in our regular meetings, we are planning for speeches, prepared speeches, like that, and later on table topics. No? Like any other new activity, also we can add along with that. Along with that, a part of these table topics and all, anything new also we can think and add here. Is such possibilities there? I'm not aware actually.
Yeah, so you mean to say meetings with more variety?
Right, exactly. Earlier, some speeches with fun and all, it is already there. Like similarly, some different kind, I want to say.
Got it, got it. All right. Yeah. And we can again later on discuss on exactly how to do that.
Yeah, something like any, if we give some topic speaking on that, like, or some debate, any possibility is there? Just I'm asking like that.
Yeah, of course. All right. Let's try to fill this. If you can give me a couple more points on what is it that we do well.
So maybe we can capture anything that we have.
Yeah, sure, please go on.
Okay, no, you first write it. I'll speak to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the one point was we have innovative and various varieties for table topics in our meetings. What we have observed is we come up with really very new innovative approaches for table topics, which is quite enjoyable.
Fantastic. I believe that's great. Yeah. All right. What we can do better? We need to advertise more often. Make sure that people get to know the conference page. We need to have meetings with more variety.
Maybe have more educational sessions.
Educational sessions. All right. Okay.
And one thing that we should publish the events happening outside of the club, maybe other
To all the
club
members.
meetings, other club meetings. At least their Zoom links so that people can go and join.
Yes. All right. So with respect to something that Bhargavi mentioned, that we used to advertise other club meetings in our club. Right now, the thing is, if you do too much of that, it will become spam for the members who are not interested. Right now, what has happened is there are Telegram groups which are for the entire district. All right, anyone in the district can join the Telegram group. It's not there in WhatsApp because WhatsApp has a limit of 256 people in a group. Telegram, I believe, does not have a limit or has a limit which is very huge, enough for the entire district to be there, right? So Telegram group can be shared with the members so that any meeting poster that is shared in the Telegram group, they get directly. All right, that's number one. Number two, we have a WhatsApp group for the area. It's a group called Area G4 members. If let's say we are having special meetings within the area, or if clubs within the area are having meetings, they publish their posters there. So at least you'll get to know about the clubs or the meetings which is happening in the other clubs in the area. You might not get other division or other district, but at least you're getting from within the area. For example, Trailblazers or Juniper, what meetings they are having, right? So that can be shared with the members. Anything else that we can add over here with respect to recommendation? Oh, another thing that I think of with respect to social events. Now, this might be slightly difficult for a corporate club because we all have so many meetings to attend, but maybe keep the first 5 minutes or the last 5 minutes for networking. Don't talk about Toastmasters. Don't talk about, hey, this person did not join, can you call this and that. Just have a regular informal chat, at least for 5 to 10 minutes, either in the start or towards the end. So with that, it won't feel like you have to schedule another meeting for social events. It's part of the regular meeting itself. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Sounds
That's
good.
a fantastic idea. Yeah.
All right, cool. The meetings might extend slightly by about 5 to 10 minutes. I hope that's okay. We have 2 more modules to cover. So I'll just jump across and we'll cover the rest later. All right. Program planning and meeting organization. Is the agenda and program published in time, ahead of time? Yes. So 5 on 5.
Yes, yes, yes.
Members
Second
know
was 5.
program responsibilities.
Yes.
They know how to carry out their roles.
Yeah, 5 and
Yes,
we can
yes.
get 4.5. Yeah.
Okay. All projects are manual projects. For example, all speeches, are they from Pathways itself? Or are the speeches outside of Pathways?
All
Like,
are from
Mostly
Pathways.
from Pathways. Yeah.
cool. So is that a 4 or a 5?
5.5. No, all.
All right. Meetings begin and end on time.
Yes, 5 and 5.
Yes, yes,
Creative table topics and activities are prepared. I think
5.
5 here as well.
yes, yes,
Okay. Positive and helpful evaluations.
yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. I'm going to skip this part. I hope the club members are able to fill it themselves because since everything is 5, I'm assuming there won't be much points with respect to recommendations or improvements. All right. I'll jump to the final section, which is membership strength. Club has 5 or more members, double of that. So 5 over here. Members are retained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 5. Okay. Promotion of the club within the organization. Do we do enough promotions?
Yes.
We do, but I think this could be improved. Like, yeah.
So a 4 over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Club programs are varied and exciting, which is basically the meetings. Are meetings exciting? Is there innovation in the meeting?
The variety aspect could be improved, but otherwise it is exciting.
Yeah, mostly the role takers try to improve whatever role they are taking. So on that aspect, it is exciting, but we have a standard template which we follow in our club meetings.
Okay. So I think a 4 over here would be good enough.
Yeah.
Toastmasters sponsoring new members recognized. I don't think we do this part over here in the club. So basically this is when you get 3 to 5 people to join. All right.
There is a voice.
Yeah.
lost Nitin. I think we could not hear you.
There was another fighter plane passing by. So I was saying when you get new members, let's say you get 3 of your colleagues to join the meeting, join the club, then Toastmasters will recognize you by sending you a memento. This is like sort of like a pyramid scheme of sort. You get few members to join, and they'll like, oh, thank you for getting us new members here. We are rewarding you. So I believe we don't do that in our club, and that's absolutely fine. This is not an issue at all. Membership building programs. Do we do that within the organization? Membership building programs, as in telling non-members the benefits of Toastmasters, or doing events which will attract new people.
Yeah, currently during induction programs, we have started publicizing about the Toastmasters as well. All new hire inductions and new college graduate training programs, we have started formally introducing about Toastmasters and encouraging them to join us.
Okay.
Yeah, some during events for the normal team level also, they are conducting some more events, no, like small fun speeches like that. Normal our team level event organization. This is also being taken as a part of it, right? Earlier once it happened.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic.
Means everyone can participate in that from complete normal our work team.
Okay. Cool. So 4 or 5 over here.
4, I think, because scope for improvement is there.
Okay. When you say scope for improvement, exactly how would you improve? Do you have a point in mind?
See, new joiners, I think, are better covered these days because we have started introducing in the induction programs, etc. But a bit of the people who are already there since years, so I think need some more better promotion to be done to cater them as well.
Okay. Gaurav, I see you're unmuted. Anything that you'd like to add here?
I was also like trying to address the same thing.
Okay.
People who are already in the organization, sometimes they are not much aware of these clubs and meetings.
Yeah. I think another thing that can be made better is promoting the education sessions that we might have, right? We've been telling about the club and benefits of the club. When there are actually education sessions happening, probably we can let everyone join in, not just the members, not just people. So at least they'll get to know what can be learned by being part of the club.
Cool. All right. I'll move on to the final module now, which is achievement. And this is, I think, where club officers can help more than club members. So officers I need your help here. Award applications submitted to World Headquarters, for example, when a member completes level 1 or any level for that matter, is it immediately approved?
I mean, this is very first time for me as a VP education. So I'm not really sure how this was done earlier.
Right. In that case, when as a member you finish a level, do you see your VP education approving it immediately, or does it take some time to approve?
I think the VP education used to follow up with us to submit it so that they can approve it. So yeah, it was being done.
Okay, so I'll give a 5 over here. Is there any progress chart which is maintained? It's not necessary to display it, but is the VP education aware of the progress of members?
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a chart as such on, I mean, we do maintain in Confluence on who has finished what level speech and all of that. But I think that needs to be updated. I think we've not updated that in a while. Okay. But yeah, we do have these, if you can say progress charts maintained. Yeah.
So I'll give a 4 here because at least we have it. Just need one. So I'll take 1 point away for them. Member achievements formally recognized. I believe we don't do this. So I'll give a 2 over here because at least within the club, people are aware of the achievements, but outside the club is something that we really need to work on. Club, district, and international leaders recognized. I think this is irrelevant for the club because the club does not have any international or district leaders. So I'll just give a 5 over here because it doesn't really matter for us. Club and member achievements publicized. Again, this is the same as being recognized. If you publish it, then it's like you're recognizing it. So would the 2 over here make sense as well? Yeah. All right. Finally, DCP is used for planning and recognition with respect to, let's say, speeches, for example. If you see that we need to achieve 3 more DCP points to become distinguished, do you plan accordingly with respect to, encouraging certain members to finish their levels? Is that something you just done?
What is DCP?
Right. So Shobhit, DCP is Distinguished Club Program, which is it's a way of figuring out if a club is successful or not. When members finish certain levels, you will get some points. When club gets new members, you will get certain points. So every year you need to score, you can score a maximum of 10 points, which will show how good as a club you are. All right. So yeah, again, this is something that the club officers can tell me. Do you look at DCP? Do you plan your DCP points?
No, Nitin. I think, yeah, I have to plan it. At least, yeah, we have to do this. We're not been doing it. We are just asking people to take, take up their new next projects and perform their speeches, but never really from a DCP point of view.
Okay, got it.
Nitin, one point I want to ask. So this DCP point number 6, what we have, that is only related to the speech planning, or it is related to other aspects also?
It has other aspects as well.
Like membership and other
membership.
things.
It has membership. If let's say there are new club officers, right? Every 6 months there will be new club officers. Is the list of club officers submitted on time or not? If renewals are done on time or not. So there are points for that as well.
Yeah, I feel on those aspects, team plan well, but for speeches, I think we have area of improvement.
Okay.
I think, yeah, we do plan for these things like, have certain things done on time, have the, get the certain number of new members, within a certain period of time and all of that. Yes, we do. But yeah, the level and the project completion is something that, yeah, we have to probably plan better.
Okay. One final question that I'll ask now is, are members aware of what DCP is? Not just the officers, but members.
I don't think so.
Not all the members.
The club officers are aware of this.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. So one recommendation that I would give is either the mentor, or every time you have new member, you should probably have one session where you just take them through what DCP is, so that they can also help. It shouldn't always be the case that leaders have to enforce DCP. The member should also be like, hey, I can help with DCP by finishing a level in, like, for example, 1 month. Just an example. All right. Yeah, I think that is pretty much all. I know we have overshot the time by 10 minutes. So what I'll do here is I'll fill the rest of the things based on whatever I've observed. I'll share it with the club leaders. They'll share it with you, and then you can add anything else that you have in mind. All right. How do you want it to share with the club? That's up to you. You can either share it in the form of a Google form and take the responses, or you can share the PDF itself and ask them to edit it if they have any points to add. All right. Yeah, I guess that is all. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for responding back. I hope this exercise gave you slight insight, at least on, what are the improvements that the club needs and what are the good things that the club is already doing, so that now that we have planned, you can refer to this document and execute those plans as well in future. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'll give it back to Bhargavi now if there's anything else that you want to add, or Gaurav.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nitin.
Thank you so much, Nitin.
Thanks, Nitin,
Thank you, Nitin.
for conducting these moments of truth for us. Definitely, it was a lot of it. I think even we didn't know, right? Some of it. So a lot of learnings definitely will come out of this. Hopefully, we also incorporate these, recommendations that came out of this meeting and try to perform better as a club. Thanks, team, for coming in and providing your valuable feedback. I think that is something that will help us grow as a club, right? So thank you so much. Any other words from any of the club members, officers? Please, Pichu.
I just wanted to thank Nitin once again. So this was really eye-opener for, I'm sure, most of us on how Moments of Truth, what exactly it is about. So thank you very much for your time and explaining in detail. Thank you.
Thank you. And Aishwarya, thank you for patiently listening to all this, right? Please get in touch with us. Maybe Sudhindra is our VP membership, so you can talk to him on the way forward, right? And you can also reach out to any of us here in this meeting to know more about these sessions. Probably going forward, right? Maybe the next sessions you'll actually get a taste of how a Toastmaster meeting is usually is, right? So probably, yeah, encourage you to join us in the
Yes,
other
thank you.
as well.
Thank you. Yeah, it was interesting. At least now I know some, the areas in which the club also, the points that it concentrates on, right? Like, or it should concentrate on. It was quite insightful just listening.
Sure, Aishwarya. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think we can conclude the meeting. Right?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, bye.